Hi. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go down. I'm just going to kind of wing it. This is a message I want to make to people that I know that I care for, that have mattered to me. It's also a message I'd like to make for people who've been in the situation where you care for somebody and people matter so much that it hurts you in your heart. And then you find out it's one-sided. And as much as they matter to you, you really don't matter so much to them. Either they've just been using you, like the guy that was sick living in my home, or they're playing you, like the bartender, because, I don't know, they see you as something they can take advantage of, or they're just putting up with you. They're humoring you because they feel sorry for you or whatever, and you think that they're your friend, and you do everything you can to show support to them. And it turns out that maybe they have so many friends that it doesn't matter so much to them if they don't have you anymore around, you know. Whatever it is, and you find yourself all by yourself, and you feel like, you know, nobody really cared. Or people just see me as something to fuck over. Or maybe you just feel like everywhere you turn, you're getting the same message all the time, that nobody wants you and you're garbage. Maybe you're getting that you're not good enough. You don't fit in. And you're really sad because of it. You've gotten to the point where you're really, really sad, and you're on medication, and you're seeing a therapist, and it helps. And you distract yourself with things. Like me, I have a menagerie here. I counted how many animals I have in my home. It is a lot. I'm taking care of a lot of animals, and it's good because it helps me feel needed. It helps me feel like, you know, if I'm not here, it would really make a difference to somebody. And it gives me something. It gives me a distraction. It keeps me busy. And in the case of my little puppy, it keeps me cheered up. I raise canaries too, and they also do a good job of cheering me up. But it's still hard when I think about these people that I care for and how little I meant to them. And they meant a lot to me because, you know, I'm one of those people that I never really got to learn how to make friends. And so it's really hard for me to make friends. It's really, really hard. And when I think somebody's my friend, they mean a lot to me. And it also makes me feel good to be around people who think I'm okay. Anyway, the message here is having to do with self-esteem and how important we are. And how we shouldn't judge our importance, our value, our worth on what other people think. People that we think so well of. It turns out, you know, you're not really worth a moment of face-to-face time with them. You're not worth them sitting down and calmly helping you understand how things are. You're not worth anything but them turning their back on you and leaving you to whatever happens. Whatever happens, like, you know, this kind of thing. For a long time I was talking about, when I was really, really sad, I was talking about going to a bridge and jumping off of it. And when I found out certain things were toxic, I'd keep them in my home. I'd keep them close to me. Because it kind of gave me the power. It gave me the power to feel like, when it hurts so much and I can't stand it anymore, I have a way to make it stop. And now I have this. And, you know, these people make me want to sometimes do this. And the message to you people that I care about still. And you know, I could do that. I now have the ability. I don't have to go to a bridge. I don't have to take some noxious potion and find myself sicker than a dog and go through misery and agony and whatever unknown terrible thing before I finally die. I have this. Right through the head. Probably as painless and quick as it gets. And for people out there in this situation where you have contemplated that, because of people that you really care for, that have sent you the message over and over that, you know, I'm just too busy. Or, you know, you need professional help. I can't begin to give you a shoulder to cry on, or even just the ear to listen. It just takes too much out of me. People who tell you that will make you realize that you really aren't you don't really matter to them. You think that you do. You think you have a friend. You think you have people who care. And then when it's your turn to go through tough times, they turn tail and run. They're just too overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. And you feel like garbage. You feel like the people that made you feel like you had worth don't really see that you have worth, and suddenly you have no worth again, and you get to be garbage again. And who wants to live that way? Who wants to keep going in a world that doesn't want you? You know, I don't even know how many kids out there feel this way. I know when I was a teenager, I did. And when I was at the end of my marriage, I did. And I did passive things because it did make me feel better. It gave me the illusion that I had some control, that I had a way out if I really wanted to. But when you get something like this in your hand, something that would be a sure bet, most likely that would be in curtains. You know, my ex-husband had an aunt who was 24 years old. A beautiful young woman, and she had everything going for her. She was smart. She had a good job. She had what every girl dreams of. She had a big horse named Big Red, and I guess she had a boyfriend too, and he dumped her. And when she was feeling like shit, like I'm describing, she took one of these to the beach, put it in her mouth, and shot her brains out. Now, if I go to that cemetery and I visit my former husband's Grandpa Mel, there's a much older grave sitting there next to him. It's got Sylvia, what's left of Sylvia, under the ground. She died at 24. She never got to know what it's like to be married. She never got to know what it's like to meet somebody who, for real, sees value in her and worth in her. She never got to enjoy what life had to give. I mean, when I think of all the things that she could have had in her life that she missed out on because some stupid creep didn't see the value in her or whatever, somebody that she put on a pedestal and gave too much power to, and then because he dumped her or whatever it was enough to send her to that beach with that gun. I now possess a gun. And I have to think about things a lot harder than I did before. And when I think, when I put that thing in my hand, and I think of how vital it feels in my hand, I think I'm worth more. It's really too bad that the people that I thought were wonderful in my life can't see it. It's too bad my mom couldn't see it. And it's really too bad my husband couldn't see it. And the man that I cared for 3 years Okay, 2 years. He wasn't sick the first year. But even after he told me that nothing would ever happen between us, I still cared for him. I still wanted to be his friend and be at his side and help him through his illness. And even he can't see anything in me that's of value. But I see. And those people that make me feel like they'd be happy if I did put that gun to my head and shoot my brains out. It would be doing them a favor. They'd be happy. It would be like giving them a gift. Those people that make me feel that way. How dare they make me feel that way? I didn't deserve to feel like that. I don't deserve to feel like that. I deserve friends who see me as somebody that deserves a little support, real support, not just words, not just pretending, not just fake friendship to get something out of me and then throw me the fuck away. This is not something I deserve. I deserve so much more than this. I got this not to hurt myself. And not to hurt anybody else either. I got it for simply the purpose of the fact that I live in a place, in a part of the community that's has a high crime rate. But having it makes me think these things. It makes me have to reevaluate how much of me doesn't want to live and how much of me does. How much of me feels like I can't go on if these people don't see any worth in me. These people that I see worth in. Can I live without these people that I love to see and love to talk to? That I came to care about? Can I live without them? How many kids feel like that? You know? If I can't be popular, if I can't be in the right crowd, if I have to be the one that everybody hates and everybody laughs at and everybody outcasts, I don't want to live. I'm just going to blow my brains out. I'm going to hang myself. I'm going to OD or whatever. I'm going to show them. I'm going to make them all sorry. You know what I found out too about life is people forget. People aren't really sorry. People would just say, oh, see, told you they were crazy. They don't care. People don't care. Ultimately, you're born alone and you die alone. And the only friend you have your whole life is you. And the only one that you can really, truly trust is you. And you have to decide in your head once and for all that fuck them, you are worth it. You matter. And that is not something you deserve. Nobody deserves that. And nobody can say to you that that's what you need to do. Nobody can make you feel like they all want you to do that and you'd be making them happy if you do that. Anyway, I'm not so sure this video is making sense. That is as close as these people will ever drive me to do that. Right there. I love these people. And I'm not talking about the bartender. I have a lot of capacity inside to understand and forgive. But that's one person that I don't think I could ever forgive. But I do care for people. I care for the guy who was sick. How can I not care for him? I'm hardwired now to care for him. And his friend that helped me through that. His friend that I couldn't have done what I did if it hadn't been for him and his support. I'll always care for him. But damn it, I deserve better than a bullet in my head. I deserve better than bridges. I deserve better than to die, so I don't have to feel hurting anymore. I deserve a chance to meet somebody or people that do see me as a good thing and a good person and somebody worth giving support to, real support. I deserve that. And people who write me on internet, on YouTube and say, you know, you're really not very pretty. Fuck you. Grow up. Yeah, well, you know what? Not everybody is a beauty. Not everybody's handsome. Not everyone's gorgeous. There's a lot more to a person what they look like. No, I don't look so good anymore. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to love myself for the first time in my life. Because that is the only thing that I have for sure. It's that or shoot myself in the head with that. Because I'm giving people too much power over me. Don't give people power over you. Don't let people make you feel like that is the only answer. Fuck them. You have one shot at life. You have one shot. The chances that we're even here at all is just so minuscule. And here you are. Of all the possible people you got to live, you got to exist, you got to have your time on this planet in this huge, immense universe. Don't throw it away because a bunch of jerks that you think are wonderful treat you like shit and tell you that they care and turn your back when you need to. Fuck that. You know what? I read this thing the other day. It said, before you believe you have depression, maybe you should look at who you've been hanging out with. How these people treat you, how they make you feel about you. Sometimes it's better to be alone. Sometimes it's better than to be at the end of a puppet string and let somebody else's opinion of you make you feel a certain way about yourself. Life is short. Don't throw it away. Don't be like Aunt Sylvia. If you get a gun, use it for self-defense. Because you're worth it. And that's all. I guess that's the end of my little talk. You are your only friend for your whole life. You're the only true friend that you'll ever have. Forever. So be a friend to you.